Panther Nation Podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Yeah. Talk, let's chat. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing, cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent, you need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan, pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the call. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast, and we poppin', let's go.
QueenCityPodcastNetwork.com.
Yo, what's cracking, Panther Nation? It's your boy Rashad and Dave in the building. Dave, man, what's good? Happy New Year, my bro.
Happy New Year, man. You know, it's been a wild ride to say the least already. I just got off of a show, went literally from the sports lab to here. So it's going to be a fun day today, man. Like, I know you watched the game. I saw you were streaming on Sunday. You know, an unfortunate thing that we saw Sunday.
Yeah,
I was roaming around Myrtle Beach, and I had my iPad with me watching the game until I had to go to the airport to fly home, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. But we'll talk about it. I had to keep telling myself, at least we're not the Patriots.
Do we need to talk about the game?
No, we really don't. Like, I watched it again for good. I watched what I missed for good measure before the show. No, we really do not. The Bucs were just better than us. Like, it was just clear as day. They're just better than us. And I hate them, but you know, they were just better than us. See what we do next week against Atlanta. You know, we'll see.
Yeah, man. Give me one second, Dave. I'm gonna switch my Wi-Fi because I'm choppy. I don't know if
you are definitely a chop. You are in the chopper. You in the chopping block.
All right.
No, it's all right.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, he's gonna make a quick swap. I hope you guys had a good Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I hope you guys had a phenomenal holiday. And I hope you guys had a pretty good New Year, man, for 2025. I mean, kind of wild hours, man. You guys should just watch us, because ultimately what it boils down to is that there ain't much to watching these college football playoff games. The first game was pretty lit, though. That's probably the best game they've had so far in the college football playoff between Texas and Arizona State. But the rest of these joints have been atrociously bad, like terrible.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I ain't even been watching the football playoff like that. I watched I think I watched the first Ohio State game when they mollywopped Tennessee. I've been watching a couple of games, but bro,
I've been enjoying FCS playoffs more, to be told.
I know the Texas game was good. I actually caught the alert a little bit too late. I've been super busy, but I'm watching right now Oregon getting dog walked. I'm surprised, but let me just say this. Say what you want about Oregon, but to this day, these dudes got the cleanest unis, bro. Like, their unis be so fire. And so I'm still rocking with
Listen,
Oregon.
All I'm gonna say, and I said it on Twitter, man, them unis ain't gonna get you these wins, though. Like, you can have the dopest uniforms on earth, but they were getting dog. This score was 34-0 at one point.
Yeah, they getting dog walked, dog.
They just scored, though, so now you know
they getting Carolina Panthers. They getting Carolina Panther right now.
Oh, they ain't get in. Oh, they ain't get the 2-point conversion. Oh, nope, they ain't get it. Oh.
It's all good, man. Salute to the college football playoff. I do like it, though. I just ain't been, I ain't been locked in like that with college, man. So
I think for me, like, you guys know, I prefer FCS as it is. So I was like, let me see what these guys are doing, because they are always hyping up like, this is the first time we've ever done a national champion, even though they've been doing that in the FCS side forever, right? They got 24 teams in their playoffs. But So I'm watching this and I'm like, yo, these games are blowouts. Like they are guiles. Like it's not fun to watch.
Yeah, well, I think they're gonna have to do some adjustments to the way this thing is done. They've got to figure it out. And again, it's trial and error, right? You got to give an opportunity for it to kind of level itself out. But yeah,
They could have done this. They could have done this with 4 teams, or they could have just kept it at 4.
But this game right here, you would expect a more competitive. Oregon's number 1. It don't matter how the playoff would have fell out.
Did Oregon play Ohio State in the Big Ten?
Yeah, they did. I think they did.
And they did play them in the Big Ten. Okay.
They beat them earlier in the season.
Jeez Louise.
But yeah, they getting smacked right now.
I mean, there's plenty of time left. I mean, you got 10 minutes left, but you ain't got all 3 timeouts. But if Oregon can stop them this here, it gets interesting.
Yeah. All right, let's hit some of these super chats, Dave, because they got right to it, man. Appreciate that. Carson says, can't watch live. Please mention Godwin as a free agent option. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And for the record, let me just say this now. I don't have any slides. We're just going off the cuff today. I didn't get really a chance to put together a itinerary and all that like I normally do. The plan was to go live yesterday, but then my family was like, nah, we trying to do something for New Year's. So we played Monopoly, and I spent time with the family. So Dave was like, let's just do it tomorrow. So I said, cool. So we locked in. That being said, I've been doing stuff all day, been taking down decorations. So I had time to do a lot of this stuff. But appreciate that, Carson. We're going to talk about it. We'll get to it. Noli says, Happy New Year. We having an Evro discussion. Yes, that is on the list to discuss. We're going to have an Evro discussion. Yes, thank you, Noli. We're going to talk about that for sure. 1,000%. ACAS says, interestingly, the only team that is guaranteed to have a higher pick than us is New England, meaning we could potentially get the second pick depending on the other games. The lowest we could potentially pick is number 9. So that's a great point, ACash. 2 to 9 is what we're looking at. So we're still picking inside the top 10, no matter what. Great point, ACash. I appreciate that. And we're going to talk about that in the draft as well. So a lot to talk about. Just won't be as structured as normal, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Dave, before we get into it, though, everything was good. I know you was down here for a little bit.
Yeah, man. Went down to go visit my parents. Chilled out in Georgetown, Myrtle Beach area. And relaxed. Much needed relaxation. Without the kids, I went. Because the kids stayed up here with their other parent. So it was good. It was good. I got the drink. We chopped it up. And by the way, somebody got to send me the picture. I've not seen the picture yet.
It's in the group me, bro.
Oh, it's in the group me. I don't check the group me.
Exactly. That's your fault.
I'm so trash.
That's your fault. You are trash.
That's fine. I've converted to Discord, and I barely check that. So, but either way, we went to the A&T school down the road game. So that
school
was
down the road game. Just don't even say their name.
I don't say their name, bro. I don't say their name.
It's real.
No, it's real.
You got to say their name so they know it's real, Dave.
Nah, they know. They know who they are. They lost by 13 in Greensboro.
It should have been worse than that.
It should have been way worse than that. Way worse than that. But
they was getting panthered too.
Yeah, they were getting panthered. But at least the difference between them getting panthered and what the Panthers normally do is that they had the refs on their side and they still was getting panthered. It was just bad. It was just a sad state of affairs. Sad state of affairs. And now they got to figure out what they're going to do about their basketball program because they're not going to win that conference. They're not winning them yet. Let me be clear. I've seen enough in that conference already to know that they're not. They might place 4th. And there's only 8 teams in the conference. So, but either way, it was good weekend overall. What about you, man?
Yeah, man. All good here, bro. I was chilling, man. Ain't do too much.
Did you go home? I'm assuming you went to Fayetteville, right?
Nah, man. I only go to Fayetteville for Thanksgiving. I was at the crib.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
I didn't do nothing. Usually I do travel for New Year's and the Christmas time. But we've been chilling. We've been on save money mode a little bit. So
I feel you. I'm about to get in that. I'm in that mode right now.
Yeah, been saving, bro.
Look, man, my daughter got into New York Public, the SUNY Geneseo. I think that's how you say it or whatever. Man, I saw that financial aid package and I cried.
Yo, just send her to that. What's the name of that school again?
Send her to ICDC?
No, the other one.
What, CCRI?
What's the I don't know the name of that joint. The one where she got the full ride.
She ain't got no full rides yet. It sounded like
got the full ride to
Assumption.
What's that? Yeah, that joint.
Nah. That's the most money she got, but it's still 35 out of pocket. It's still 35 out of pocket. They gave her 50%. I am going to start negotiating with them soon, but I'm also going to try to negotiate with Hofstra as well. She got a pretty good chunk at Hofstra as well. But I mean, both of those schools cost $70,000 a year. So
did she apply to T?
Yeah, she applied to T. She still waiting to hear back.
Oh,
still waiting to hear back. They started sending out acceptance letters on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I know, because I know a couple folks that got accepted already.
Yeah, I ran into Dave, and Dave told me that they started, but they haven't given them all out yet. So, and she's not supposed to know because she also applied for the honors college, so she's not going to know till January, till like end of the month. So that's going to be the factor. Like, I think she pretty much told me if she gets in and she gets a decent financial aid package with them, she's probably going to go because it'll still be cheaper than all the other options.
Aggie pride.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go and Dave. Let's go and get into some of these discussions because the moral or the kind of goal of this pod is going to basically talking about 2025. You know, this season, for all intents and purposes, is over. We got pretty much mollywopped by the Bucks, and we got a big game for the Falcons in particular for them.
But they need help.
They need help. Yeah, they definitely did not do what they were supposed to do.
Did you see that
we
game?
didn't help them out. I did watch the game. Yes, I did.
That game was bananas, bro.
I did watch the end of that game. It was crazy. Crazy game. Shout out to Jaden Daniels, man. It's crazy. But yeah, man. But yeah, so it's gonna be a big game for them. I think they're gonna be playing Michael Penix. It's gonna be interesting to watch him. Could be not gonna say could be. He is the future of the Falcons. So it's gonna be interesting to see how we stack up against them, how he's gonna play, and what we're gonna do. I have zero expectations for that game, just like I've had for the past 5-6 games. I thought we were going to be a little more competitive against the Bucks. We were not. But again, the basis of this pod is going to be about moving forward. What do we do now? How do we get into a better? And we're not going to deep dive into these because we got all offseason to deep dive into each particular section. But I do want to have general conversation about, Evero, about the offense, about the defense, and kind of what you think we need to do to move forward and become a better squad. Because obviously, we all think that we're heading in the right direction. The feel, right? It feels a little bit different, even though the record may not show it.
It's double the amount of wins last year.
Yeah, but still, bro, it's still 3-4 wins. It still ain't nothing.
No, I know, but the thing is, like, here's my thing. When you consider the talent that was lost and the shit show that we had last year, right? With everything that was going on with Wright, letting them go, folks talking to owner, like just a mess. To get double the win total with all the things that Bryce had to go through last season, I'm not going to say it's a self-forgetting, to be clear, but it looks like we are going in the right direction. Now, I think it's easy to say after what happened on Sunday, you can say, well, damn, are we back to where we were? I mean, Chuba's out for the year. They IR Chuba. So it's clear that maybe we can have discussions about other things we need that we probably need to have a discussion point about. But, you gotta take you gotta have some level of positivity with what we saw this year. Like we got to see that Bryce is going to be the guy. Like that's important because then we can focus on other things within the franchise. There's a lot of things to focus on. So.
I mean, Dave, that's one way to think about it. But here we go. I'll say the pessimist for those that are pessimists out there. And again, that's not speaking for me. I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? I just like to provide an opposing opinion just to make the show interesting. But the pessimists will say, well, Dave, this ain't no better. When we seen better, we had Matt Rule. Matt Rule had a better record.
Oh, that's fair.
Than what we're seeing right now. So although we may feel like things are heading in the right direction, like, the results are the results, right? And so there are still obvious changes that need to be made in this organization. Even though we have, Dan Morgan, Dave Canales this thing seems to be heading in the right direction. What do we need to do to get this thing heading in the right direction? So Dave, I'm going to pose to you just to get this thing off, to start this thing off, this pod off right. Number one priority, Dave, for you, and you can go as broad as you want. But the number one priority to you to get this team heading in a better direction is what?
Fix the defense.
Okay. Fix the defense.
Fix the defense. I bro, we're gonna I haven't looked at the numbers completely, but I think we're gonna probably break the franchise record for the most rushing yards given up. That is not a Carolina Panthers football team. Like we're not good up front. We're not, and I know the easy target is Evero. I mean, he's the easy target because he's the defensive coordinator, and that's the first thing that everybody's looking at about who got to go first. And I would argue, how about we try to get some talent in here and try to figure this thing out? Like, how about we try to, get in the draft and try to maybe even in free agency, try to get some help to fix this defensive front. Because I think he doesn't have the personnel to run the 3-4 properly. He does not. He just doesn't. Now, you can have the discussion point, all right, you bring in another guy. Are you going to bring a guy in that's 3-4 centric? Or are you going to go back to the 4-3? But we know that our owner prefers a 3-4. So it's a safe bet we're going to be at a 3-4. So we just need to go ahead and get the personnel in.
Dave, why do you go back to that, bro? That was like the first year he was
I
here,
don't
bro.
care. I don't care.
Dave, if you think he preferred a 3-4 defense over a 4-3, like, why we go back?
I don't know. Because we never got the personnel to run a 3-4 properly. If you're going to keep changing these defensive coordinators, it's going to limit you out. Well, if you're a great defensive coordinator, you can scheme anything. Let me be clear, okay? If you're a good defensive coordinator, you can make it work on both ends, on both schemes. But you're going to probably stay at a 3-4, so that means we need to go get the people that can run a 3-4 properly. We got to get the personnel to run it right. It's clear that not we're going to go away from it. And the big thing about a 3-4 is that it's easy to run on a 3-4. So that means we got to get the proper talent to run it properly.
Okay. All right. We got to stop. Now I got to do a deep dive. We got to stop it with, yes, we do know. The weakness of the 3-4 is the run, right?
Yes.
You can run against a 3-4. We know that.
Yes.
But Dave,
not this bad. Let me be clear. Not this bad. No.
Let's not pretend like there aren't successful defenses.
No, there's not. There is.
Stopping the run. There are good defenses out there. 3-4 defenses. Some of the best defenses ever played have been 3-4 defenses. So we gotta stop. We gotta stop it with the generalities here, bro. No.
I get it. I didn't say that there weren't bad defenses. There weren't great defenses in the 3-4 scheme. However, if you ain't got the personnel, bro,
I agree.
It gets bad quick. And you gotta, and the key is you gotta have that front seven correct in a 3-4. Like it's gotta be right. Whereas a 4-3, easier to build. It's an easier build. Most of the NFL run a 4-3. Like it's an easier thing to build. But if you're gonna build a 3-4, you gotta have the right personnel to run it properly. The Patriots ran a 3-4 forever. You know what I'm saying? They've ran it forever, but they always had the personnel to run it properly. And you had Bill Belichick, who's like one of the masterminds for so long. So they knew what to do. But if you're gonna decide, all right, we're gonna run this through, and Evero's good at what he does. Let's not when he has the personnel, he can have a pretty good defense. Like let's not. I know it's an easy target right now because of how bad the defense has been, but I'm not on the get Evero out of here train like a lot of folks are. I'm not.
Listen, yeah. So let's unpack it. Evero is definitely the hottest of hot targets right now. Like that.
Oh God, he is, bro.
His seat. If you let fans tell it, his seat is like it is blazing right now, bro. His seat doesn't get any hotter. But and again, we know coach speak. There's coach speak in that. Hey, I support this guy, and behind closed doors, we're trying to figure out how to get rid of him. That could be the case, right? Publicly, Canales has definitely he has endorsed Evero, right? But privately, they could be having some conversations. Listen, I think the ideal scenario, and I don't know if it's going to happen just because his defense has been historically bad, but I think teams are also, I think GMs and personnel folks are also smart enough to realize that this guy don't have nothing to work with, right? I think they're smart enough to look past that. The ideal scenario is for Evero to get a head coaching job so that the Carolina Panthers can get our picks. That is the ideal scenario. That way we can then move on. Because I do think, and again, I hear y'all. I'm with y'all. If we can improve, there's always going to be somebody out there better than the guy you have, right? So if you can improve upon Evero and get a guy like Salah, I'm all, hey, listen, sign me up, bro. I'll be the first one pounding the table for that to happen. If you could get Salah, sign me the hell up, okay? Sign me up.
So I'm gonna ask you this question since you mentioned Salah. Would you be open for Ron returning as defensive coordinator?
Bro, I would be, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen either. I think he's gonna know what a head coaching job. That's a whole different discussion. But
I think, bro, it's so hard. It's so hard. You wasn't at the game. I was at the game. I was at the game this past weekend, and they put Ron on the big screen.
I heard he got a pop, bro.
Ron got at least, and no, this is no BS. I'm not even capping, bro. He got at least a 2-minute ovation, bro. 2 minutes is a long time. Like it may not seem like a long time, but when you sit and count 2 minutes, people clapping, that is a long time. You are going to be hard pressed to bring Ron Rivera. It's like bringing Cam in here and benching him. You can't do it. You cannot. Bro, people love Ron around here, bro.
Oh, they do. Oh, my God, they do. They love him. They love him. And why not? And that's the thing. I was going back and forth with Twitter when they were talking about he was going to interview for the Jets job. I was like, this is the type of job that Ron's going to get. But at the same time, Jets fans, if you don't like your owner, you'll get a new owner soon because the last 2 stops, the ownership changed. But it's just, I get it because I mean he should be a head coach. I think he deserves an opportunity. I wish he wouldn't get like the terrible jobs, but you know it is what it is. But I wouldn't be mad if he came back as DC. I wouldn't be mad one bit.
It just creates.
Hey, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Too much. It creates too much. That's just too much. That's just,
and he would and on top of that, you'll have another guy on your staff with head coaching experience. Like you know what I'm saying? You know, or bring him in as a defensive consultant or something like you know when Dom decides to retire. You bring him in, you know, something like that. Like, because one thing Ron knew how to do, he could coach a defense. But nah, I'm not mad at Salah either. Let me be clear. I would love to get Salah here.
I think he's got to be the top choice since he has the connection to Canales. But I question. So for everybody, so here's my question, and this could be a poll. I don't know if we can create a poll or what. My question to you is, do you think Evero can do a better job if he had more pieces to his defense? Or do you just think he ain't it, period?
And so to make it easier for the chat, 1, if you think he can do a better job with better personnel. 2, if you think he's out of here. He should just be out of here. That way it's easier. Now that being said, I think you got to get the personnel around him, bro. Like, I'm not going to be here talking about. There's a lot of twos coming in this chat too.
There's
a lot of twos, bro.
The ones
are coming. The ones are coming in.
Starting to balance out a little bit.
But now it's just, I just think that you got to have talent. Like, personnel matters. Personnel scheme, that all matters. It's got to be all synergy. So I just don't. I'm not ready to just, unless he gets a head coaching opportunity, I'm not ready to just say walk away from him. Because if Robert Saleh was here with this talent and he was doing this, y'all be wanting him out of here too.
And what about, okay, and so here's another layer to this too, right? What about, and this might be a little contradictory, but what about the continuity, right? Like, what about keeping Evero for the 3rd year? At the same time, though, I'm about to really like cross myself up here, put myself in a blender. Why not? Why can't Canales pick his own guy too? Like,
no, that's fair. No, that's fair. But at the same time, Canales probably, I don't think he wouldn't have taken the job otherwise, right? Like, he took that head coaching job knowing that he wasn't going to get to pick his DC because he was fine with the DC he had, that was already here. I mean, it's not the first time where like some coaches get retained when a new guy comes in. Like, that's not something that's not out of the ordinary. It happens all the time in the league and in college sports. So it could have just been a situation. Yeah, it's fair. He should be able to pick his own guy. That might give him extra rope too. if they complain about the defense, and then he can say, well, I didn't get to hire my DC. That could be his exit plan if it comes down to that. That's his out, so to speak. You follow me? Like that's Canales' out. Like if this defense remains atrocious, and then Dan Morgan walks up to him and be like, hey man, what we gonna do about the defense? His response could be, well, I didn't get to hire this guy, and we're done here. And he got another year.
Yeah.
So like you could play it that way too. From that regard, but I think the continuity is important. And they lost a lot of folks. They lost a lot of folks in the free agency. They lost folks in with injuries. Like, you gotta give them a little bit more rope with regards to that. I know a lot of folks want to get him out of here, assume that it's gonna be better elsewhere, but continuity matters too. But it'll be interesting.
So here we go. Got a couple super chats in regards to the defense. Jamie says, do we have the money to go out and get some free agents like we did with Hunt and Lewis to match with DB, like an LB or another defensive end and defensive tackle? The answer to that question is no, we don't. That's the problem. That's the problem, Jamie. And you kind of summarized it right there, is that we don't have that kind of money because we signed Lewis and Hunt. We shifted resources, and I'm not saying it completely gutted, but we shifted resources from the offense to the defense. That's why we let Brian Burns go, so that we could spend that money on protecting Bryce Young. That's why the cap exists. So all the folks that say the cap don't exist, when you make these decisions, there's checks and balances in place to where you can't just do it. Now, do I think they could be aggressive? Sure. They could be aggressive and try to go get somebody, but it is all dependent on how they view the roster and where they are. Will they start accepting more risk in regards to dead cap and bonus money and playing all the cap games? Dan Morgan has said no. If you look at the contract structures, he has not been aggressive like the Fitterer was. He hasn't been adding those voided years and doing that. He hasn't been doing that stuff. He's been more traditional, and that's not just him just making that decision. We got cap guys for that too. But what I'm saying is these guys aren't as aggressive with the cap like the Saints are. And again, nobody talks about the Saints. Everybody says there's no cap. Nobody talks about when the Saints can go out there and create cap. It's cool, but when their team is trash, nobody likes to talk about how nobody circles back around to that. But it's a thing. You know what I mean? It's definitely a thing. So
nobody goes back around and be like, I wonder how the Saints are doing this year. They're freaking third in the division.
Third down there with bad. They're $70 million over the cap, being this bad of a team. That's not good, bro.
No, it's not.
You can't just continue to make moves like that. At some point, you got to bite the bullet. So I say all that to say is that this regime, just based off of this past year's contracts, they're not aggressive with the salary cap. They're taking some of their medicine right now. That's why we're not moving like the way we move. And that's a whole nother video. It's a whole nother topic. But the answer to that question is we don't have the cap space to move like that. We only got we got $32 million in cap space. That's cool. But when you start to think about guys like J.C. Horn that you got to re-sign, that's a big chunk of that going. You know what I mean? Like there's I think he's on 50 options, so that he's already included.
We got one more year. We got to make one more year.
I'm just saying, there's guys you're going to end up having to re-sign. You got to sign your own. We don't have a ton of cap space. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we ain't got it, man. That's why it's important. That's why we got to do it in the draft.
That's why you got to draft well.
That's why we got to draft well. This is why I've been pounding the table about who we should be getting. When y'all be out here telling me wide receiver, I be looking at y'all like y'all crazy. Y'all are insane.
Well, no,
you just drafted one in the first round.
Nope, that ain't got nothing to do with what you just said. That has zero to do with what you just said. The fact that if we took a receiver and it worked out, you wouldn't be saying nothing. The fact that our draft picks haven't worked out is largely due in part because we have this constant carousel of coaching. Hopefully that's fixed now. Dan Morgan just had a good draft class. If he goes out there and takes a wide receiver and he's BPA, nobody should be complaining.
Not in the top 10, bro.
Nobody should be complaining if it works out.
And then we'll be complaining about why we can't stop the run. To be fair, looking back, to be fair, with the exception of the 0-2 Bucks, 85 Bears, and Legion of Boom, most of the best defenses that I know were 3-4. So I wouldn't say 4-3 is generally better than 3-4. Yeah, the 2000 Ravens was a 3-4. The 2015 Broncos was a 3-4. Some of the best seasons I've ever seen.
You gotta have the players, bro. You
gotta
have
the but you gotta have the talent. Yeah, you gotta have the talent.
You don't have the talent, then you ain't got it. It don't matter what scheme you run. We've ran trash 4-3 too. Y'all acting like we've had the best 4-3 defenses in the world. When we had
some pretty good ones though. We
had some good ones, but we switched to the 3-4 because the 4-3 was trash. What are we talking about?
No, that ain't why we switched. Now we just talked about why we switched.
If it was working, would Tepper complain? We switched because it was trash.
It wasn't that bad?
Bro, it was bad, bro. It was bad.
That was when Eric Watson was DC, wasn't it?
It was bad.
Now you're gonna have me going to do a deep dive in 4-3 defenses on a Rivera. But either way, to be fair, oh yeah, we already talked about this. But yeah, like I think you gotta have the talent, man. The talent, like you said, I agree, man. The talent's important. That's why I can't just say Evero's out, because if we bring in another guy and we don't improve upon the talent, it could still be bad. Shout out to LJ. 3-4 defense is the player scheme. Remember how bad the Steelers D was when they traded for Minka? I mean, but if it was such a player scheme, then I don't know about that, man, because there's a lot of folks that don't want to be playing nose guard, nose tackle like that. Like those type of players are hard to find. Hard to find. It's not easy. I mean, they ain't Vince Wilfork just walking around, man. There's not. If we do, shout out to Landon, if we do get solid, we could potentially bring in Hafunga from the 49ers, possibly. Yeah. Possibly. It's possible. Shout out to Derek 90. I like Evero the same way Bryce and Ed need to run more. Evero needs to blitz more. I don't disagree there. Yeah. He should blitz more. JM, shout out to JM for the super chat. JC Horn and Derek Brown are the only NFL starting caliber players on the Panthers defense. Evero just needs more talent to compete. Well, man.
I think he got more. He got
more than that, but
yeah, the point is still valid. The point is still
proven.
Yeah, point's still valid, bro. We got UDFAs all over the place and draft picks and young dudes. We just need more talent, bro.
That's talent and development, man. Talent and development. Appreciate the super chat, guys. So, I mean, the bottom line, man, when we talk about Evero, we didn't even get your perspective. What would you prefer? Would you prefer us to go get another defensive coordinator, or would you prefer to give Evero another year and just get the talent around him?
I prefer Saleh. If you get Saleh, I'm cool with switching. I'm cool with it. But I got to be honest with you. I just think Evero needs more talent, bro. Is he perfect? No. But I think he could get some more talent and be much better. I think we'd be more competitive as a team if he had more talent. I think he got you take Derek Brown, take Brian Burns away. You're dealing with some injuries. Shaq Thompson hurt. Injuries all across the board, bro. You pair Ashawn and Derek Brown back together again, things could be completely different. You got a healthy, you got a Trevin Wallace with a year under his belt. Josie Jewell started to turn the corner a little bit. You get another cornerback, safeties. All the safeties is pretty much, I mean. So you get some better safeties. Give me some more talent. I think both. Either way, whether you get Saleh is not going to come in and fix this with a magic bullet if we don't bring in better talent either. So either way, it is what it is.
Like, I think folks are not realizing how much lost talent happened on the roster last year, from last year to this year too. Like, I know how some of you guys feel about these guys, but
Luvu,
man, that was a big loss, bro.
Huge loss, bro.
Like, so you expect him to do the same thing he did last year, and he didn't have nearly the same amount of talent. And on top of that, oh, by the way, he had the injuries he had to deal with. Lost 2 of his starters, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens next year.
I wouldn't say Chin. He didn't play Chin like that.
That's fair. But he played Luvu.
But Luvu, yes. Chin. That's why Chin didn't. I didn't say anything about Chin because Chin didn't do much with us. That doesn't mean Chin isn't a good player.
They took him out of there, man, because he obviously wasn't a fit for what he wanted to do. But either way, all right, man. So bottom line for me, keep him here, give him another year, get him some talent. Fix the defense, bro. Gotta fix the defense.
Yeah, prepare yourselves, bro. Like I think some of y'all need to mentally prepare yourselves for him potentially coming back.
Yeah, I know y'all do.
I think a lot of y'all got the assumption that he's gonna be out the door, and maybe that's the case. And I think hopefully, like somebody said, and like I said earlier, the best case scenario is him getting hired. We get the picks and we can get our pick. And then somebody also said, why would Saleh come here? Because you have a rich owner, he can cut the check. That's why a lot of guys come here. The money. You can ask that for a lot of guys on that coaching staff. Why did they come, bro? Why is Dante Hall on our staff, bro? Why? Because of the money. Cut the check.
Why is Jim Caldwell on the staff?
Cut the check, bro. The money. Get that
Look,
money
bro.
right.
Listen, man. You know what's funny? I was talking about Black Monday, and you guys know where I live. I live in New England, and I'm already ready. I already got my take ready, bro. They're gonna fire that man. After 1 year.
I take a strong look at Mayo too.
Oh, Jerome Mayo? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the defense ain't been cutting much of anything, but once again, they don't have the talent in New England. They don't. And they're going to fire that man. They are going to fire that man after 1 year. Which is wild to me, bro.
These are the breaks.
Bruh. The optics. Get optics. They're going to fire that man after 1 season. And that was Kraft's guy. But either way, they're gonna definitely they're likely gonna fire him. I mean, I think it ain't a done deal yet, but I think it's looking like he might get let go after this game against the Bills.
So let's take it a step further with the defense, though. We talked about Evero, but let's talk about like some position groups. Like what I stand on it. You talk about Evero and his defense, bro. His teams is predicated upon very good secondary play, and our safeties are consistently miscommunicating in the secondary. And these guys don't know what's going on, bro. That's not a good look. We don't got the dogs. You know what I mean? So he came from Surtain and Justice Simmons over there with Denver.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That was talent. So like he needs better talent across the board. And so I'm looking at the secondary. I like Michael Jackson. I like JC. I think Michael Jackson is a good rotational guy. I think we could use a stronger number 2. But safety play got to improve. We got to get better safeties. Better safeties are needed. So I'm looking at that in the draft. I'm also, again, like y'all, I know edge rusher, defensive line. We got to fix the trenches. I think Derrick Brown, getting him back is going to go a long way. If he's healthy, I think that erases a lot of the defensive line because A'Shawn is balling right now. A'Shawn, bro, people sleeping on A'Shawn right now. I know you can make an argument, we still got to get Mason Grant because I'm all for BPA. I'm not about to back down just because I'm talking myself and saying A'Shawn Robinson is nice. If Graham is there,
you gotta take him.
You gotta take him, and you find a way to make it work. You keep A'Shawn, that's a mean rotation. Graham, A'Shawn, and Derrick Brown. What? Come on, bro. That's mean.
Well, now you make that happen if you make it happen. But I mean, it just, it's going to be depending on where the board falls, right? Like we're sitting at 6 right now. He could be there at 6. He could very well be there at 6.
I think that's a strong likelihood that he's there at 6.
Because there's going to be a lot of folks jumping the line to get the quarterback. So he could be there at 6.
I don't know too many people jumping.
The Raiders would jump. The Raiders would jump. They're like at 8 right now, bro. The Raiders would jump. The Giants will jump too.
I don't know if too many people jumping for these quarterbacks, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Damn, that bad, huh?
It ain't pretty, bro.
Shador and Cam are gonna go in the top 4. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm pretty sure of it. I think the Titans is gonna take one of those guys at 2, no hesitation. I don't think the Patriots ain't gonna take a quarterback. The Patriots gonna, man. Travis Hunter's. Congratulations, Travis Hunter. You are a Patriot.
Yeah,
you will be a Patriot.
Yeah, I think they're gonna roll with May. What depends who the coach is?
No, they're gonna. I mean, they can't.
They new coach might want to go get their own guy.
Oh God, they can't go quarterback back to back here. They can't pull Arizona, can they? But then again, it'll fit. The only difference is their GM and get caught doing drunk driving craziness. So it'll fit. It'll definitely fit if they decide to go take a quarterback #1 overall. But I think Travis Hunter is all but a Patriot at this point, unless the Patriots somehow beat the Bills this weekend, which is possible. Very possible.
I don't know, bro. It's gonna be interesting to watch for sure. That draft night gonna be crazy, and the couches is probably gonna be right. This NIL, bro. The NIL is changing couches as we speak, bro. The couch game is gonna be crazy. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But going back to our defense, I think that again, edge. I like Abdul Carter a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, that also is dependent on who your defensive coordinator is, because Carter ain't, bro. Carter is a 3-4 edge, right? So you can't like Carter and then say you want to switch to a 4-3.
Oh nah, but I don't. We're not switching from a 4. We're not switching to a 4-3. I don't think we're switching to a 4-3 whether Sal is there or if it's Evero.
Sal's a 4-3 guy.
That'll be interesting.
You see what I'm saying?
That'll be interesting.
Carter's a
3-4 edge.
As a small, he quick. He's a Parsons. He's a Micah guy.
So for those who want Carter, that means you want Evero. That's what I'm hearing. That's what it sounds like to me. If you want Carter, but then Mason Graham can do both. He can go both ways. He can do both 3-4 and 4-3. So it don't matter if you get Graham. Yeah, Carter would be an outside linebacker in a 4-3.
I think you got to have it. He's too. You gotta have him. You gotta have him rushing the passer, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
But I don't know, bro. I think we got to get healthy is number one. We got to get healthy. A lot is gonna hinge upon you. We keep talking about this draft. We keep talking about Evero getting them up out the paint. But a lot of it hinges upon who this DC is. Bro, I gotta pull it up now. I want y'all to hear what Cap said. Now I gotta pull it up.
Yo, that Steve Smith story had me in tears, bro.
Oh, you watched the Steve?
Oh my God, bro! Yo, you could hold yourself.
That was news to me, bro. That was news to me. Bruh. I didn't know he did that on purpose,
bruh. Oh my God, man. Oh, I was in tears when I saw that clip, man. I was done. And you were losing it too. You couldn't hold yourself.
Bro, because that was news to me, but it was funny. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh my God. When my man said he went up to go put
He said you got
on IR,
bro. Nah, I'm up out of here, Cat.
He said, I am not playing with Jimmy C.
And I believe it too.
I definitely believe it. I definitely believe it. And that was hilarious. Oh my God. And shout out to Steve Smith Sr., man. He's a finalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Shout out to Smitty, man. He better get in. Voters. He should get in. Are y'all talking about over Torrey? No way.
Absolutely, he should get in.
He should get in ahead of Torrey Holt. I'll go ahead and put that out there in the air for y'all. He should get in over Torrey Holt. If you're going to take a receiver in this class, that's the one you take. Just vote for Luke. Vote for him. Let's just make it happen. You just put two Panthers in at the same time. You shut us up.
Go ahead. Keep it going, Dave, while I look for this clip,
yeah,
bro.
so like, Luke's first ballot. And as much as I hate to say it, Eli's going to be first ballot too. Even though this would be like the weakest first ballot Hall of Famer I've ever seen in my life if Eli Manning gets in. Because he doesn't deserve to be first ballot in my opinion. I know he won 2 Super Bowls. I know he's a Super Bowl MVP, and that's typically like automatic. But there's God, man. He's got so many interceptions, bro. Yep. I felt the same way too. He should have gotten in over Andre Johnson. I felt the same way too. I think there's more to it than why he hasn't gotten in yet. But he should definitely get in. He should be in. Let me see.
I found it, Dave.
Oh boy, here we go.
Hold on.
I see a lot of guys on that defense.
You
It's
hear that?
one guy making the tackle. No, back in the day when I played, I know I'm older now.
Evero and his.
It's hard. It's hard this week. It's definitely gonna be tough by looking at those
I think I
stats.
jump
But
in
hey,
right after this.
we got to do it.
So I have a question for you, if you don't mind, Chris.
Go for it.
What do you think about Evero and his job perspective moving forward? Because a lot of the discourse within Panther Nation is, hey man, we got to get a new DC in here.
Yeah.
But do you think
I'm a man of
is
the
it
people,
just because
dog.
we lost so many guys, he doesn't have the personnel? Like, what do you think about him?
I definitely think I think he's a great defensive coordinator. If you look, they kept him from a bad team last year.
Right.
So that shows volumes there.
Mhm.
And this year, it's just he don't have the personnel that he's used to using.
Yeah.
You lose DB in the beginning of the year, $100 million man almost. So by that being said, he just don't have the personnel, the scheme to do. He really doing a lot of stuff that he probably really don't like to do.
Right.
He's sitting back a lot that
Yeah.
he don't like to do. He like to be aggressive, and he really can't do that because the personnel he got.
Yeah.
And I think those guys, they understand that. I think Dan understand that. I think Dan definitely understand that. They definitely going to evaluate. They're going to evaluate the situation. They definitely going to do that. They got to do that. At the end of the year, you got to see, what's the next move and stuff like that. But I just think he hasn't been at full capacity of himself because the personnel he had.
I agree.
And I feel
So there you go. That's from that's from an NFL player, bro. That's somebody who been there, been around the league for a long time, been on several different teams.
Some good teams too.
Played on some good played under some good coordinators. So he knows, bro. Like he knows the game. You know what I mean? And this is you guys gotta watch. I gotta get Cap on the show, bro. He's very good. He is very good.
Cap.
Especially when it comes to like breaking down stuff and saying why. You talked about the pressures, right? How he wants to be aggressive and he can't because he don't got the guys. He can't. You don't when you don't got the secondary that you want that to protect or to cover. Then you can't go out there and be aggressive and have guys pin their ears back. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of components to it, and I want to get Cap on to talk more about that. But it's just interesting, bro. It's just interesting.
It's always fascinating when you get it from a player's perspective like that, especially somebody who's been in the league for a period of time and had success in the league and things of that sort. Because I think a lot of times we as fans, we sometimes don't know everything. Like we know a lot, we know some, but we definitely don't know everything.
We don't,
and we just react to what we're seeing. And that's why I feel like we kind of gotta. Evero's got to be here next year, man. Like he does not have the talent. Like he just does not have the personnel. So I just don't think it's fair. It's easy to just let somebody go and think that somebody else can walk in and fix the problem when you don't understand how many problems we got. And we got a lot
of
right
problems
now. So
you got 99 problems, Dave. But is a QB one of them?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I like how you did that.
Yeah,
Shout
you
out
see
to
that?
Hov.
Transition game crazy, bro. Transition game crazy.
Shout out to Hov. But I mean, look, man, Bryce made the strides that we needed him to make. I feel like he's done a phenomenal job with the personnel that he has. Does he need more? Sure, but he's been able to make it work with what he has. We got Thielen coming back. Coker's probably gonna get a new contract. We ain't really discussing that. He's probably gonna get another contract, man. The Get's gonna develop. So I think he's got the tools to see what he has. Chuba's gonna come back from his injury. Jonathan DeBro's is gonna come back from his injury. We can have a discussion point about that side of the fence about the running back position after what the hell we saw.
All of
Sunday.
it. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about
like,
all of it.
Bro, like, do you think we need to take a running back late in this draft next year? This upcoming year?
I
think we do.
It's funny you say that because a lot of people in my latest mock draft Monday that I did, they said that, and I think I passed on ETN, and they were like, "Yeah, yo, we need to take a running back late," and I can't argue against it. I can't argue against it, and y'all know me. Y'all know how I feel about the running backs. I can't argue. I cannot argue against it at all. I can see us taking another running back because the guy you just picked, although he has a lot of talent, he has all the potential in the world. You got to protect yourself. And you need Chuba again. You need to rotate guys. I've been saying it since we had CMC here. You have to have a stable of running backs. You cannot have in today's league. You have to have a stable. It cannot be a one-man show. It can't. And I know what Saquon is doing. That's great. That's an anomaly, bro. Those things don't happen on every team. That's an anomaly. You got to come back to the mean, Dave. Look at my math. Ain't they, I'm killing it. Median? Which one is it? What I say? Was that right, Dave? Mean, median?
No,
Mode? Which one is it?
It's mean.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we got to come back. You know what I mean? So, all that said, I can make an argument for us taking a running back. Not early, but like later in the draft. We have a lot of picks.
We do. That's why I said take them late. Like you get a guy, you take one with one of your extra picks. Like you take it late. Like, but I think we do not have. Chuba doesn't have a 1-2. I think he would have had a 1-2 punch with Jonathan Brooks, but both of those guys are out. So we got to have somebody. We got to have somebody else in the cut.
Yeah, but I think people are large. We talking about running backs, and I do agree that's an issue. I think people are largely understating the wide receiver position. Bro, we gotta find some answers. You keep talking about salute to Leggett, bro. First of all, salute to Leggett. He is handling this criticism because he's getting fried up. Leggett is getting fried up everywhere, bro. He getting fried up just like that raccoon he bought Vasta. He getting fried up.
Vasta said it was good though.
She said it was good, but she said she won't eat it again. Is it that good?
No, that just means like there's some things that you're just not gonna like. The fact that there's some animals when you say I'm gonna eat this, you're just not gonna do it, even if it's good. Like some people feel that way about deer meat. I love deer meat.
Yo, deer is good, bro.
Deer is phenomenal. Or duck.
Duck is solid.
Yeah, duck is good too. You just it all depends on who makes it, because some people don't know how to make that properly. But duck's good too.
But I just say this: XL is handling the criticism very well, right? He knows he has to get back in the gym. He knows he's got to get better. The expectations, you're a first round pick. Expectations are high, bro. That's just the reality of it. That's just no matter right, wrong, or indifferent. You were taken at the end of the third round. People are gonna want, or end of the first, excuse me. People are gonna want you to play much better. Your missed time at jumps. You look, it ain't pretty out there. And that's not on Bryce. Again, we can be critical all we want to, but that's not on Bryce, bro. It's you have to look at these things in totality. It has not been good for XL overall for his rookie season. So that said, we need to find another wide receiver in this draft. I firmly believe it, Dave.
Listen, dude.
I believe it.
I'll compromise. Well, no, I'm not compromising. I don't have a problem with us taking a wide receiver. I just don't want him to take one early. Like I don't want us taking another wide receiver in the first round, man. I just don't. I just do not. I understand. I just don't. I don't want to see it. Like I think the big thing with regards to the criticism of Leggett is primarily because there's other rookies that got drafted after him, before him, performed way better than him.
That happens. This one on his team. On a team is better than him. That's
a whole different discussion point.
That always happens though. That you can't. I think he just got to play better, bro. Like you can't. There's always going to be guys that play better than you, but it's levels to it, right? He's been, and
it's only 1 year, guys. Like I'm not ready to dump on him quite yet. Like it's only been 1 year.
Yeah, it was too early. He's not a bust. We got to chill out.
Like Kelvin Benjamin had over 1,000 yards his first year, and then after that, what happened? I mean, I know that's your boy, Florida State. No. I'm just trying to prove a point. Like it's a process. It can't all be done in 1 year. I know it hurts his soul when I mention it, but
shout to KB, man.
Nah, pump all that. No, he would. My man out here eating extra vitamin meals, and then he came out of shape.
He stopped at Bojangles one too many times, but chill on.
It ain't give him a sponsorship. I'm appalled by Bojangles. A missed opportunity. Very missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Listen, I ain't read no guy. I ain't gonna read no. I read the room. That was an example. The guy had a good year, and then after that, he did nothing. It goes both ways.
Shout out to LJ, man. No speed, yak ability in this wide receiver room. It's a
I think Coker got yak, but it's okay. I know y'all don't want to give Coker any credit.
Yeah, Coker is but that's not what we talk
fast.
About. With all due respect, I love Jalen Coker. Y'all know how I feel about Coker, but he's not that guy that LJ is talking about. And he's right. We don't have that on the roster. We don't have a speedy gadget guy. I mean, you could say Tompkins is kind of that mold, but he ain't. It's levels to this. You know what I mean? We ain't got it. So, but just going back to evaluate the wide receiver room for 1 second, because Thielen is playing out of his mind.
Yeah,
right?
he is.
Thielen's playing out of his mind. That can only last so long, bro. We need to start figuring out answers outside of Adam Thielen, right? Coker's playing great. Pleasant surprise for most, right? We knew this was going to happen. But pleasant surprise for most that he's playing well, right? It's great. We still need that dude. Coker could eventually, I think, might be teetering on that dude status. But we have yet to have Dave. We ain't had that dude. Respectfully, and I love DJ Moore.
Since Steve Smith
with all due respect, we have not had that dude in this wide receiver room since Steve Smith Sr., bro. Respectfully, we needed that dude.
Don't even say respectful for that. It's the truth. Like, that's the truth. Like, since Steve Smith Sr., ain't nobody walked in the room as good as him since he left.
We need a perennial.
Nobody.
I know DJ Moore was he 1,000 yards.
He was good. He was good. He was good. But he wasn't Smitty.
We need a dog. We need a dog like somebody like a Mike Evans type. We need not a type. I'm just saying like a guy that is gonna get 1,000 yards every season, no matter what. And you can't even scheme for. Ain't nothing you could do about it. He's gonna get his no matter what. That's what we need, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. I just don't want him taken in the first round.
Now everybody's talking about
Garrett Wilson. I ain't mad at this.
Now there's sacrifices to be made. There's sacrifices to be made when it comes to Garrett Wilson. Now it could happen. It could happen.
No, it could.
You could go out there and get a Garrett Wilson who was on the second year's deal.
Yeah, you heard the report about Garrett Wilson, right?
Which one?
If Aaron Rodgers comes back, he wants to be traded.
Bro, I think he wants to be traded no matter what. I would, Dave. That's obvious, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, because you decided to go with the old people, the old guys.
Bro, you went and got all these dudes to take my job. I was the guy, and you went and got all these dudes to get me up.
Because Rodgers wanted his guys.
Man, screw you. Yeah, you coming back? I'm going, dog. I'm out of here. I don't blame him.
Yeah, nah. We trade for Garrett Wilson. I wouldn't be mad at it. I mean, how much are you willing to give up for Garrett Wilson?
I don't think it's going to take as much as people saying. Like, we've gotten guys have gone for less. You know what I mean? Like, look at what D-Hop is going for.
But you can't compare D-Hop, and I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah,
D-Hop is an older wide receiver. His contract wasn't,
before he was older, bro. Like what the Titans got him for, bro. When he left Arizona, bro, that was robbery.
We got him like for 4th round pick or something like that, right?
It was not. Yeah, it wasn't what people think it was. It wasn't crazy.
The bottom line is, but the thing about Garrett Wilson, he's still on his rookie deal. There's value. There's value to that.
Right, you are correct.
He's on a rookie deal with a 5th-year option. He's got 3 years left on his deal.
He's got 1, 2. Yeah, he's got
2 years, but then you got the 5th-year option.
I don't know what this club option is. There's a club option in 2026. I don't know what that is.
Is that the 5th-year option? He's the first round pick.
That is, Dave, you're correct. That is the 5th-year option. Yes.
Yeah.
So he's got this year. He's got 2025, and then next year, and then you got the 5th-year option, and then he becomes so it's essentially
3 years.
1 year. It's 1 year plus the 5th-year option.
Okay.
So it's 2 years. So it ain't that much. It ain't that much value in it.
It goes back to when we were having discussions when we traded Brian Burns, and when I said you got to trade him before his contract year because you don't have the leverage. If they want to trade him, he's gonna go for top value here. He could go for a 2nd or a 1st round pick here.
I think a 1st is rich. I do think a 2nd or 3rd will get him.
Yeah. I think if we're gonna have a high 3rd, you probably get away with a high 3rd. I don't know how I feel about. Would we be willing to give a 2nd round pick to go get him?
Yes.
That's tough, man. Only because you can actually.
You ain't gonna find a 2nd round pick better than Garrett Wilson.
Well, then again, our 2nd round pick is late too, right? Because our 2nd round pick is going to the Bears.
It's mid. I think it's a mid pick. Not
Yeah,
late.
well, because my point, our original pick is going to the Bears this year.
Correct.
So our second round pick is in the middle of the draft, in the middle of that draft. So yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at a second round pick.
I would do a first round pick though. I wouldn't do a first, but
No.
I would do a second for sure.
Venator said around pick 55, 52. Somebody Trill said 52. 52, yeah, about in the middle of the pack. No, that's near the bottom, really. Closer to the bottom than the top.
Actually, you're right. It's close to the bottom than the top.
Closer to the bottom than the top.
Pause.
Sheesh. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's gonna be late. And if the Rams keep winning, and the Rams keep winning, it's gonna be worse.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You know, because that pick hasn't been solidified yet. The top 10 picks have, but the top 10 teams are the top 10 teams, but the rest of it, not so much.
Would I trade for Parsons? Let me look up his contract.
Didn't they did they re-sign him recently?
Yeah, he just got a deal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you ain't gonna trade for that.
Don't quote me on that because I don't know other teams cap and all that stuff. So, he's nearing the end of his deal. Actually, that's why they're probably trying to get rid of him. Yeah, so they picked up the 5th-year option. So he's got $24 million next year. Yeah, and then after that, you got to pay him. So in 2026, you got to pay him.
They'll trade him if they don't want to pay him.
Bro, $24 million. I don't know where we're gonna get that from, but I would try to,
find it.
I would find it from somewhere and make it work.
Shaq won't be on the roster anymore if we do that. I don't know how much cap savings you would get with Shaq anyway.
Shaq is a free agent.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, Shaq is out of here after this year, unless we re-sign him.
Well,
but what's Shaq got to do with Micah?
Well, my thought was maybe you could say you have some cap savings, but so much for that. Never mind.
Oh, I'm about to say what?
Yeah, never mind. I didn't realize. My bad.
Where he was going there.
No,
but yeah, man. So I think going back to the original discussion regarding wide receivers, Garrett Wilson certainly an option. Tee Higgins probably gonna be too rich for our blood. Just gonna be honest. And if we're gonna do any spending, you got to keep that same energy. You can't have it both ways. You can't want Tee Higgins and then trash the defense all the time, right? Which one is it? Which one is it?
Which one is it? Wally Wally or is it one Mike?
Yeah, that's a good one, Dave. It's a good one.
I'm just saying, man. Like you guys got to decide folks got to decide what they want. Like I know we want to fix everything, but sometimes it takes time.
Who are the top defensive free agents next year?
Can we afford them? Can we afford it? I mean, we got a
little change,
but you know, it all depends, man. All depends. Ultimately, all depends.
Let's see, we got the top 50. You got Tee Higgins as the top guy. Let's see, safety, Javon Holland. Man, shout out to Javon Holland. Man, he gave me a shout out. When I was heavy in the draft content coming out his draft year. Salute to Javon.
That's what's up.
Chris Godwin, that's another wide receiver option for y'all.
Yeah, he got hurt this year though. Wonder how the contract's gonna look like.
Big Low, what's good, bro?
We know you in here being nosy. Y'all gonna look, man. How y'all lose to Washington last week, man?
Big Low, man, what's good, man? We got it's about round table time, ain't it?
It is.
After next week, it's about round table time. I'm ready for it now. I wasn't ready for it early in the season. Now I'm ready for it. Looking at DJ Reed. I'm just looking at the defensive free agents out here. Josh Sweat from the Eagles.
Somebody said T Moulton's contract is crazy. Shout out to you for the super chat, my man. Shout out to you, Bobby Digital.
Yeah, you know why it's crazy? Because we kicked the can on his deal every year.
We sure did. And that's the penalty, man.
Got paid. You got to take your medicine, dog. That's on Fitterer.
Look, Big Low, let me tell you something, man. I don't preach you thinking we ducking you. We ain't ducking you, man. We ain't afraid of you.
No, I I ain't gonna lie, I ain't want nothing to do no round. When Bryce got benched, I was done. I ain't want nothing to do it. I'm ready now though. I'm back. I'm back, Big Low. We back.
Listen, man.
We ready now. We ready.
Listen, man. I got one question for Bigelow. Is your couch comfortable, man? Is you on the couch just like us?
Maybe. Not yet.
Ain't no, bro. Come on, dog. You think the Bucks gonna lose to the Saints?
Maybe anything can happen, bro.
Okay. If they lose to the Saints, we're gonna beat the Falcons. We're gonna beat the 9th pick.
Anything can happen, dog. Anything can happen. Anything is possible.
Speaking of anything is possible, since we're talking about everything, shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Go to underdogfantasy.com. You use the promo code PNP when you sign up. It is now playoff best ball time. There's a lot of drafts going on. You can join the Mitten. I've been doing the Mitten, and then the Gauntlet, I believe is the other one, is what the other one is called. I've done a couple Gauntlet drafts as well. I got to double check because I don't want to be incorrect. But you can join. Yes, it is the Gauntlet. So you can join the Mitten. The Mitten's only $5. You draft a team based on the playoffs. It goes round by round. I made over $2,000 last year in playoff best ball last season, and you can too. Or if you're into doing the pick'ems, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. So go to underdogfantasy.com and make sure you use the promo code PNP when you do.
Salute to Underdog and salute to all the Patreon members as well. I don't have my slides up, but y'all know if you know, salute to all the Patreon members. I got some content coming that's gonna feed the streets. Stay tuned. We're gonna get some of these big dogs on the show over the offseason. We'll get Jalen Coker back on. Hopefully, obviously that'll be number one priority. As soon as the season ends, I'm sending Jalen Coker a message to try to get him back on the show. And we're gonna have some content to feed the streets for Patreon. So stay tuned. We appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all support throughout the entire season. Yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Yeah, I was just looking at. Oh, it's 25. Okay, yeah.
If Bryce Young keeps balling, what's his contract, Rashad?
50.
Yeah, he gonna get 50 mil, man. That's the going rate for starting franchise quarterbacks. 50 million is the going rate.
Yeah.
So get ready. There's some people that think that quarterbacks might get their own cap, and I'm like, nah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yesterday's price ain't today's price, dog.
Should we go edge or wide receiver for the first pick, Hitman Jr.? Appreciate the super
we
chat.
We should go best player available. That's what we should go.
Edge.
Get the talent.
If you're making me pick,
we ain't got beggars cannot be choosers, and we are talentless in a lot of places.
The only way I would be okay with the wide receiver is if Carter and Graham are gone by the time we pick. And if Ted's sitting there, I'm fine with it. Do it. But I would rather not go that route. I'm hoping that it doesn't come down to that. I think if Graham or Carter are there, you have to take them before him. Shoot, if Travis Hunter's there, but he's not going to be. But you got to take him before you take a wide receiver. This is my opinion on the matter. Like you got to get somebody on the defensive side of the ball to help fix this problem.
AK said you missed some super chats, dog.
How many missed super chats I missed?
I don't know. You running them.
Oh, you blaming me now? I'm getting all the blame. Yeah. Hold on.
I was on it at first.
This is what you just did. What about Starks from Georgia? Shout out to Rolly 0515. I know we didn't do that one.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Malachi Starks, nice. 6'1". DB. Man. I mean, yeah, you got to consider it. Just where you get him. That's the question.
I mean, what's his grade? Like, where do they expect him to go?
Where is he being taken in mock drafts right now? That's a good question.
And there's only one more. There's a couple more. There's only two more I got to hit. I recall reading. Well, three. Three I didn't hit. I'm going to hit those real fast.
So they got him ranked as safety too. So safety, they got him high, bro. And
like high. Top 15 high or?
Let's see, hold on.
Sugar Bowl's gonna be played tomorrow at 4:00.
Day one Pro Bowl caliber safety is what they saying, bro.
Oh, so he's first round
pick. You got it. Yeah, he's probably gonna be first round. So I don't know if
can't take him at that high. I don't know if you can take him
that high for safety. I don't know, bro, but
You're thinking about it.
I'm trying to see where he's being taken. Yeah, so I would trade back. Yeah, so that he's going 13, 14, 15 in that range.
Okay, so yeah,
So
top 10 too high.
I would trade. Yeah, if I would trade back though, if you're trying to acquire picks, trade back. We need a safety, bro. We do need some.
No, we do need one. It's just a matter of right now we're at 6. Do we take one at 6? I don't think so. If we trade back, there's a discussion. All right, got some other ones. What do you guys think of James Pierce Jr.?
Pierce is intriguing, bro. He's like a James Pierce is, I don't know, bro. That's a tough one because you talking about a guy that is ranked as high as top 5 and as low as a second round pick. He's all over the place. 6'5", 243. So I think he is a little. He's gonna have to put on a little bit more weight if you want to put him in as a 4-3 a defensive end. Probably a little bit better as a stand-up off-ball guy, but I like a bit raw. Pause. I don't know, bro. It depends where he is. Top where we're taking right now, where we're going right now. No.
As soon as you said it was a little bit raw, pause, I was done. That's all I need to hear.
I'm not taking Pierce in the top. Where we at? 6? No.
6. No.
6 for me. If the draft were right now, top 6, I'm taking Will Johnson, cornerback from Michigan. I'll take him there. I would take Mason Graham there, and I would take Abdul Carter there.
And Tet, right? Would you take Tet there?
And I take Tet too. Yes, I wasn't really including him, but yeah, I would take Tet too. Yes, yeah. I would take Hunter there. Obviously, if one of those guys fell, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I've come to the conclusion that Hunter ain't getting out of the top 2 at this point, man. All right, we got a couple more. That dude from the Jets, Garrett Wilson, tell Dan to make the trade. I'm with you, Bobby Digital. Just as long as it's not a first round pick.
I think, listen, let Dan cook, bro. I think Dan has earned the right to cook, and so I'm not gonna judge as harsh. Yeah, I mean with his moves. I know we was a little bit, even with the Wanham pick. Some of y'all crushed him for Wanham, and Wanham is playing well. It's probably one of the better signings we got.
Mm-hmm. Next one. Nah, Garrett Wilson is just a young Deontay Johnson.
I don't believe that. I saw that earlier.
I'm not
rolling with that. He has a legit beef, bro. He has a legit beef with
Aaron Rodgers is like ruining that franchise, bro.
That's a legit beef with Rodgers, bro. So I'm not me, or anybody else in that scenario will be doing the exact same thing Garrett Wilson is doing. Or you're not human.
Yo, did anybody expect this to flame out as bad as it has?
No, I didn't.
Good God Almighty! Like aren't they like higher than us in the draft status? Or right at it, right there. Like they're in the top 10 as well with us. That is wild to me. From Amari and Devontae went for multiple firsts. Garrett will go for at least a first, in my opinion. But Aaron Rodgers was pushing to get Devontae. No, am I getting this right? Yeah, Aaron Rodgers was pushing to get Devontae Adams back. So I don't know.
Yeah, but he got a point. Amari Cooper and Devontae Adams
were they both on their? No, they don't want to.
I don't know. I don't know if Amari. I don't know if Amari was. I can't remember.
I don't think Adams were. Adams was not. But at the time, Adams was the best wide receiver in the league too. So he was in his prime, like you said. He's in his prime. Appreciate the super chat, A-Cash. Let me see. Is there any more?
So one just came in.
Who are you guys eyeing in free agency? Rada. Appreciate the super chat, my man.
I'm looking at the list, and I haven't had a chance to really analyze this, but I think Josh Sweat is intriguing. From the Eagles, defensive end, edge rusher. Hassan Brady's gonna be available, y'all. Your old friend.
I wouldn't be mad at it. Our defense has been trash since he left. We needed him bad, bro. We've missed him since we didn't re-sign him during the rule era. Nah, I wouldn't be mad at Hassan Reddick's side. That's kind of wild that he's going to be a free agent again. But no, look, man, he got his money, didn't he? He ended up getting some money. But yeah, man, what other topics you got?
That was it for me. I'm looking at some other free agents. Shout out to Drew Dahlman, center from the Falcons. He'll be available if they don't re-sign him, obviously. They're talking about Hufanga. Obviously, he came up earlier. Talking about if we do get Salah, that's definitely a connection that could happen. I really had a chance to really dive into it, to be honest with you, to see who's out there, who's going to be available. But I'll have a list though soon though, of top guys, the attainable guys too. It's a difference between just having a wish list versus attainable guys who are definitely good.
Shout out to Hitman Jr. for the super chat. If we pick a defensive player, edge or DT, yeah. For me, I would probably beef up. So I would go. We gotta, because the thing is, Derek Brown can rush the passer too. If we need him to, so I would probably go with a DT potentially to get more beef for that 3-4. But I'm not. I wouldn't be mad at the edge. Let me be clear, but I would probably prefer a DT. That's just my opinion. Great DTs are hard to come by, but that's just how I feel about that one. Appreciate the super chat, Derek. No comment, but we'll take the money. All right.
I think Landon had one. He says we need to tell Woody that Wilson's Madden rating is low. That's funny because they were talking about how Woody is going off based off Madden ratings. That's pretty funny, bro.
Like I said, man. Funny. Like I said, Jets fans, and I know we got a lot of Jets folks who watch the show. If you guys want a new owner, the best way to get a new owner is hire Ron Rivera as your head coach, because he knows how to go through the transitions with the owner.
Hit man, yo, I paused him, yo. Y'all might not have heard it, but I definitely paused Dave when he said.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, my bad.
I definitely.
Yeah, my bad.
I got you, bro. That is crazy. Flagrant flag on the play. Flag on the play.
That's fine.
Oh, Chase Young is available. Chase Young, Najee Harris, some big names.
Because the Saints can't afford to bring him back.
Justin Reed. My fault. Dave, go ahead. You got it.
Shout out to LJ for the super chat. Y'all go look. We can turn this defense around in free agency, so T-Mac ain't too far off. We're gonna have 30 to 40 to work with. But we got a lot of plates we got to sign.
Yeah, we got some guys we got to resign and extend and all that. So we'll see. We'll see. Well, yeah, we got a lot of free agents, but a good portion of them ain't worth resigning. Just to be quite frank, be honest with you. You got guys like JC. JC got the 50-year option, so he don't count. But there's some other. Y'all want Johnny Hecker back, greatest punter of all time?
Yeah, I saw that touchdown, man. I was devastated. Punt got blocked and ran for a touchdown. I was devastated.
Austin Corbett's a free agent. Xavier Woods, Andy Dalton, Jordan Fuller, Shaq, Sam Franklin.
Eddie
Pinero, I'm cool on that. JJ. There's not too many good. Michael Jackson, obviously, we want him back. They aren't really any huge. I'm comfortable with letting this whole list walk, to be honest with you.
But now you got to sign people.
Yeah, well, you got 30 something to work with. You're gonna need bodies at the end of the day. That's what you can't just get one guy. You're gonna need a lot of guys. So I would definitely love to bring Jameis here, bro. Please,
bro.
Please, please,
bruh.
Please bring in Jameis Winston, bro. I would
change him up for Dalton,
bro. I would love to have Jameis Winston here as our backup quarterback. Bro.
I would love to. If he came here, bro, I would love to interview him.
I would try to get him on the show so bad. I promise you, it would be the greatest PNP interview of all time. I promise you.
Yeah, because you saw the state too. So yeah,
bro, hold on.
That is right. It's this guy, man. Nah, I like James. Like Jameis got to be protected at all costs, guys. Because Jameis is so he is such a personality, man. If he ever wanted to do like a show, a reality show, he could probably make more than what he makes in the NFL.
I thought I had him on my Heisman helmet. So I got a Florida State football with. I couldn't remember. I thought I had all the guys on it, but it's just Charlie Ward, and Chris Winkie up on the helmet, and Bobby Bowden. But I thought I thought Jameis was on that. I could get that signed. I could get that completed if Jameis signed here, bro.
Catch when we play Cleveland. Yeah, the draft board is interesting, man. I looked at it, and now that the Titans are 2 and the Browns are 3, I think the Browns should take a quarterback personally. But I know they're probably not. They're probably gonna roll with the nasty man for another couple more years. But I personally think they should take a quarterback.
They might not have a choice.
Well, they just restructured his deal. They just
Did? I
restructured.
didn't know that.
Yeah, they just restructured Deshaun Watson's deal. So with that tells me that it's possible they can still bring him back. But if I was them, I would really consider taking a quarterback at 3. I think he's done, man. I don't think Watson's it. I just don't think I think he's done. And the Titans, I mean, they got to decide what they're gonna do with Will Levis. I think they could take a quarterback. And the Giants need a quarterback. The Raiders need a quarterback. Like there's a lot of quarterback needy teams, which is why I don't think those 2 quarterbacks are going to leave the top 4. Like I think they're going to be some rustling and tussling to get up to 4 to take the quarterbacks. We got to keep Timo probably the most consistent offensive lineman we've had and crucial for Bryce's development. Shout out Derek Shelton for the super chat. I agree.
He's under contract this in 2025, and then after that, we got to figure something out. So he'll probably get extended. Offensive linemen, they can play a long time in this league, so it'll be interesting. I definitely think we can keep him around.
Bro, Deshaun Watson had the greatest contract that the NFL has ever seen, and it's a safe bet. I don't know if they're ever going to do something like that ever again.
Yeah, Brady Christensen is also a free agent as well.
Oh, geez. Oh, boy. Interesting, man. It's going to be interesting times.
But, all right, let's go ahead and shut this thing down, Dave. Anything else
you
want to talk about?
Nah, I'm good, man. We're good to go. We'll be back next Tuesday on a regular time. Am I correct?
Yeah, we will. And with that said, too, we're going to get into we're going to try to break this down. I know we kind of created a summary show with this show talking about some of the gaps, but we're going to really dive into it. Y'all know how I am with the cap. We're going to get into it. I don't know if I'm going to do
we'll do playoff predictions next week.
Yeah, sign or walk. We got a lot of stuff coming up, man. Offseason is the best season for me, so I love it. We're going to get to it. So stay tuned, man. With that said, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, we're gonna go over the playoff picture the next week. We'll know it's clean. We'll know it's clear. There's still 2 teams on one team on each side that hasn't been determined yet. On both an NFC and AFC. So we'll talk playoffs next week as well. But we're definitely going to start breaking down or deep diving into the roster and what we can do with regards to that starting next week. We're going to really have some fun with it. We can talk about the draft. Our draft pickup is finalized. Either y'all going to be happy that we're in the top 5 or mad that we're 9. So we'll see.
Yep. All right. With that said, man, we up out of here. Like, subscribe, notification bell, help us get 25K. We out of here. Peace.